Oh. Ladies and gentlemen of the Animethon main stage, welcome to Puyo Puyo Tetris. Long delayed, long anticipated, and finally, the puzzle game gods have descended upon us and brought you some wonderful matches here today. So up first, we have losers semifinals. On one side, we have Keep On Rockin', and on the other side, we have TinOfSalsa.tv. So if you've never seen Puyo Puyo Tetris before, most everyone is familiar with how Tetris works, but not as many people are familiar with Puyo. So basically, the gist behind Puyo is you can stack up things, and then if you get 4 of the same color, it'll clear. And the idea is to get as many of these clears to chain together as possible. So for the most part, the easiest strategy to go for is to just put something on top of something else, and then when you clear what's underneath, it'll fall and clear another one. Now, where the shtick with Puyo Puyo Tetris comes in is periodically the games will swap back and forth, and you're playing both games actively at the same time. And your strategy in which game is going to change based on how your opponent's doing and how you're looking to play. So we've got some reasonably high-level matches for you here today. Like I mentioned, TinOfSalsa TV, second place at the last TA. Keep On Rockin', notable guy who is good at puzzle games. The main thing that you can notice from this character select screen is that characters don't matter. Characters make 0 impact on the game, which means they're actually the most important thing because you want to have your own avatar as you're going in the game. All right, and joining me on the microphones is my man Dribbles D. What's good?
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Pretty good. So you guys are good to go whenever you want.
I don't intend to lose.
All right, so here we go. Keep On Rockin' up against TinOfSalsa TV. So again, things right off. We're starting in Puyo, so you see immediately a deviation in strategy. You know, where Doug, Keep On Rockin' over on the player 1 side, is going for, you know, a little bit different stacking idea in comparison to TinOfSalsa over on the player 2 side. We'll definitely have to see if they want to send early. And yeah, so it looks like Keep On Rockin' has opted to send his chain early, but Aaron, TinOfSalsa rather quickly responding. So for the most part, this garbage is going to be negated out. All right, so switching over to Tetris here. So TinOfSalsa already having to get an early dig, but good recognition, gets a T-spin out of it. Keep On Rockin' going for a little bit more simplistic Tetris strat right now, just definitely wants to get rid of all of his garbage. And that's kind of the main flow of the game, is you're going to try to get rid of your garbage in Tetris as quickly as possible, whereas in Puyo is definitely where you're going to see a lot of the damage sent. So, you know, a quick little harass is always recommended. If you look at the top of both players' board, it will say when garbage is coming in. All right, so Keep On Rockin', quickly rethinking his strategy on whether he wanted to send that earlier on or not. All right, and back over into Tetris. Quick Tetris right at the gate. So it's going to be on Keep On Rockin' to, you know, make sure that this clear is still going. He still has a fair bit of garbage to deal with, and unfortunately he's having to clear in a bit of a suboptimal way, but good recognition, realizing that with those sequence of moves, he can get a better clear going. And the main way that you can mitigate damage in this game as well is by sending lines as you're being sent lines. So currently it looks like TinOfSalsa off to a good lead, but, oh, actually TinOfSalsa with this chain popping over doesn't quite get the swap combo. There's a mechanic in this game where if your lines in Tetris send as you switch to Puyo and then you send a chain in Puyo, it'll actually send additional lines and deal more damage. So you see, oh, this is so greedy, but he's going to go for it. Yeah, so defensive 2 chain there from Keep On Rockin'. And again, it's back to this dig here on the side of Keep On Rockin'. Salsa's being able to just continue playing aggressively, sending as much as he can, while continuing to dig in spots where he has a chance to. Keep On Rockin's really got to think of these next few moves carefully. You saw him spin the TP so that he still had an open hole in order to clear the rest of his lines, but it looks like that's going to be TinOfSalsa TV taking the first round.
Starting with Puyo again.
Yeah, so back into Puyo. This tends to, for some players, be a preferred start. Generally speaking, there's a couple of different ways to go. The main thing is that you want to send all of your lines in Puyo because Tetris is much easier to clear a lot of lines in. You only can clear lines in Puyo if you clear a chain, and it'll only clear the garbage adjacent to that chain. It won't clear anything else. So here we go, TinOfSalsa sending his chain early. But keep on rocking with a response, and it's actually going to be a larger chain overall, and it gives him an opportunity for the swap combo if he can get anything coming out here now. But, you know, pieces don't quite fall as keep on rocking might have liked, so no swap combo there. Aaron with a sneaky little T-spin triple. Bit of a misdrop, but it is recoverable at this stage in the game. All right, the lines are being sent thick and fast now.
Keep on walking, doing a good job clearing those lines really quick. Oh, okay. I haven't said much, so it's okay.
All right, so taking a look back at our boards here. Bit of a swap combo here on the side of Keep On Rockin', so this is going to send additional damage, and more importantly, sending it in puyo. So TinOfSalsa now is going to have a bit of a hard time, you know, actually clearing everything. Because he needs to send his chains and clear the garbage at the same time, which in puyo is considerably more difficult than doing so in Tetris.
Yeah, definitely. In puyo, it's also a lot easier. I was going to talk about this earlier. At the start, it's a lot easier to get those chain combos off and like set up your chains.
Yeah, exactly.
If it starts on puyo.
It's a lot easier to just kind of get your offense rolling from that point in time. But
Yeah, exactly.
that being said, Keep On Rockin' ties things up. 1 round apiece. Going into our final round here in game number 1.
Okay.
All right, so TinOfSalsa setting up a really nice multiple T-spin setup. Back-to-back T-spin double into the T-spin triple. And yeah, if you send that many lines that early when people are still building in Tetris, there is not a lot you can do about it. So here we go, game number 2. Starting things off in puyo. All right, so Keep On Rockin' is actually building a little bit more aggressively overall, just judging by this first setup here. We'll see if that, you know, comes to bite him back at all. TinOfSalsa starting to send his chain. Keep On Rockin'. Gonna send a little bit. Not gonna be a huge thing. Not gonna be a huge chain, rather. Nice 3, but for the most part, it's gonna mitigate the majority of the damage. There's still a bit, and crucially, he actually gets the Tetris clear in time for the swap combo. So 2 swap into a Tetris is actually gonna be a fair chunk of lines getting sent over to TinOfSalsa. But it's in Tetris, so it's not really as big of a deal, except for that situation where you saw in the previous game, where TinOfSalsa had that insane T-spin double and a T-spin triple back-to-back. Yeah, so speaking of back-to-back, there are bonuses if you get multiple clears back-to-back-to-back. So if you send 1 Tetris and then send another Tetris, it'll actually send more lines than if you send just 2 Tetrises.
It's also getting a nice 3 swap combo here with a 3 chain.
Yeah, but at the same time, Keep On Rockin' did a pretty good job of defensively clearing.
Yeah, definitely.
Getting a little bit greedy here. Yeah, good recognition. Chaining that over right at the end. So Keep On Rockin' is really going to have to get a fair bit more aggressive on Tetris, just because he's up behind in puyo. But a free swap combo coming through on the side of TinOfSalsa. All right, the backup stress from Keep On Rockin' are working out for him, but he's not digging any further down. The garbage isn't getting cleared. He's only maintaining where his garbage stack is right now.
It's going to be hard for him to come back from that because he's got a lot of garbage that doesn't line up on the Tetris side, and at this point he has so much on the puyo side as well. So that nice
also,
little chain has been a good clear
Yeah,
a lot there.
if you look at Keep On Rockin's Tetris board right now, his next slot for where he needs to dig is three lines down. So he has to clear another 3 lines before he can even start digging.
Yeah, and he also has 3 blocks above the clear for that next line of garbage before he can get there even.
So looking pretty good here for TinOfSalsa. A bit of a misdrop, but gonna come through. TinOfSalsa 1 round away from moving on to the winning side of the bracket. Back to kicking things off in puyo.
We've gotten a lot of puyo starts this set. All but 1, I think.
Yeah, no, and it is actually pretty even randomization.
Yeah,
overall,
definitely.
So, you know, just getting the short end of the stick. Somewhere there is someone who's getting Tetris start 19 times in a row and just cursing our existence. Yeah, trying to optimize the game if you can. Taking a little bit too much. But good recognition, realizing he can get a T-spin double out of it. T-spin double for a swap combo into any lines he can clear is good. 4 swap, 5 swap. It's going to be a fair chunk of lines being sent, but TinOfSalsa mitigating most of that by just aggressively clearing his own stack. Garbage Tetris is always feels good. He thought about maybe going for a T-spin setup there, but it's off for the garbage Tetris instead. Rocket not immediately sending his chain, kind of looking to see what would happen. Unfortunately, didn't quite get his oranges to line up. So not quite maximizing the damage that he could have gotten in that situation. So we look over on TinOfSalsa's side right now. He has to kind of go for a few suboptimal puyo setups in order to clear the garbage that's crucially blocking off his main stack. Both players pretty even in Tetris though. Keep on rocking with a slight advantage in puyo, but nothing considerable at this point.
Yeah.
Alright, solid defensive dig. Good recognition on the T-spin. Is he going to get the T in time to send? Yeah, he's got to just wait for that to garbage clear at that point. Alright, huge puyo stack send. Let's keep on rocking, tying things up here.
It's around 3.
Tetris.
Starting with
Final round in
Tetris.
game number 2.
Here we roll.
It's also being very aggressive here.
Yeah, has a nice little piece setup going at the moment. He has a bit of counter garbage instead. Keep on rocking, retorting back with solid clears of his own. Alright, Salsa opting for what looks like kind of a standard GTR clear. If anyone was at the Puyo Puyo Tetris panel yesterday, you'd know a thing or two about that.
Nice 4-chain there.
Yeah, keep on rocking, just feeling the pressure. You saw him just send anything that he could to try to mitigate the damage.
Yeah, definitely.
Ended up not actually mitigating that much. Tetris is on both sides, those are going to pretty much cancel out. But a second Tetris from Salsa. Alright, the line is sending thick and fast. A bit of a mid drop there from Salsa, but manages to slide the L into place. Salsa's so greedy for this T-spin setup, and he's not going to get it in time. And Keep on Rockin' is in a real rough spot here in puyo. He has to set up so many defensive clears just to actually enable himself to set up to play offense again. Actually, can he build this in time? He's getting so greedy.
Yeah, he's got a lot stacked up there. Playing really close to the top.
Yeah, he just has to burn. He's trying to hold out for the orange, which he gets now. But that being said, it doesn't even connect, it doesn't even link his green. He's only using this for the swap combo at this point. He's trying to kill Salsa right now, because there's no way that he makes a comeback in puyo now that he's this far down. And Salsa has a crucial misdrop there on the left-hand side, but still able to dig his way down. Definitely making the most of this. These are really impressive defensive clears here from Salsa. Gets red, gets a little bit of the garbage cleared, but Keep on Rockin' still in a real rough spot. Gets a 2-chain, but doesn't really clear that much garbage. Didn't delay it as well, so it doesn't get the 2-swap, only the single swap combo. Just trying to get as much as he can. Nice little defensive 2-chain, but he's going to need a fair bit more than that to make this comeback here in this final round of game 2. Waiting out for the orange. Doesn't quite get it in time. 1-chain. Misses the swap combo window, so he's not going to get anything big off that. Recognition on the T-spin. Solid there from Keep on Rockin'. And actually manages to get the kill. Ties things up 1 game apiece. Alright, going into this final game here in winter semifinals. And finally, starting things off in Tetris.
Yeah. This is the third starting Tetris we've had this whole set.
Alright, Keep on Rockin' just opting for a 3 wide on the left in terms of the stack. Has a back-to-back Tetris. Gets this. This is going to be some good early damage. At this point, Salsa's 4 wide that he went for. It didn't quite pan out for the big combo. Alright, it's time for the puyo boards. And you see on Keep on Rockin's board the delayed Tetris. Boom! Tetris for Doug. And can he set up the swap combo in time? Probably not. It looks like he doesn't have enough fast enough build to hit the window.
Yeah, not quite.
Gotta
Both throwing some good
classic
trash there in
Tetris
front
fans.
of TinOfSalsa's combo. And getting a nice 4-chain.
Yeah, nice little 4-chain there for Keep on Rockin'. Unfortunately, it's going to end up sending in Tetris, which isn't the best for him.
Yeah. And
Nice
Salsa
little
is going to
escape.
mitigate some of that as well.
And a nice little T-spin right after. Keep on Rockin', though, still able to play pretty aggressively overall on the Tetris board. Just kind of sending as much as he can to try to mitigate the damage that he's also sending it. Good recognition. He didn't have the time to buffer the T-spin though. This could have been a lot better spot here for Keep On Rocking, but he didn't get a chance to spin the T right before the swap moved over. And those lines in Puyo screwing over Keep On Rocking a little bit. The heartbreaker on the T-spin that didn't quite come through in time. And that could be what loses him this game. Yeah,
that's gonna be
unfortunate drops on the Puyo board. You just have to give this up. There's no way you can make this comeback. You have to kill in Tetris right now, and there's so many lines you need to send. If Doug can make it happen, it's a miracle, but I just don't see it happening for him, unfortunately. Salsa just needs to play as defensively as he can. He has the win in his hands. He just doesn't have to throw it. Bit of a misdrop, but with 1 second left on the clock, it's not going to matter. And there's TinOfSalsa on match point here in winter semifinals. All right, here we go. This could be the final game in winners for Keep On Rockin'. All right, you see an early deviation in builds. We'll see whose greed ends up working out for them. Yeah, that wasn't quite the... Oh, actually, no.
A nice little fortune.
Manages a fortune out of it. Salsa, though, not getting optimal damage off of the setup that he has. Is going to hold some garbage, but manages to delay so it sends in Tetris. Looking at this Tetris garbage stack, this is actually a reasonable stack on the side of Salsa. No, he goes to the T-spin single, but it messes up his dig later on. He's trying to greed out, see if he can make another T-spin out of something, but it's just not going to happen. Looking over at Keep On Rockin's Tetris board. It's not the cleanest board, but it's getting the job done for him right now. Didn't see what the misdrop on his side was to get him in that situation.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
But he really needs to make the most of the stack that he has in Puyo. You see him not sending the reds when he has the chance to.
Yeah, he has a nice little setup there.
He's just trying to greed it out as long as he can. Here goes, finally goes for it.
Nice 4-chain.
Solid 4-chain, but a counter 4-chain from Salsa, so no damage is going to be sent. I tell a lie, there's a little bit coming through on the side of Salsa.
Salsa does have a setup for a T-spin there.
Yeah, quick little T-spin double.
That is going to take
and gets the kill in Tetris. TinOfSalsa moving on into the winners finals. All right, so the losers bracket action is getting played off stream from what I'm aware of. All right, so it looks like we are, in fact, going to get a little bit of winners bracket action. We either need to run losers now or winners finals. Okay. All right, so we're just getting things figured out with the TOs on what we want to run first. I think the ideal plan here is to run the rest of losers off stream and then run winners finals up on stage. Just lets the bracket run along a little bit faster. But we will see what the people want to do. All right, so we are in fact going to be kicking it into the losers bracket. So it's Haunt up against Keep On Rockin', who you just saw on stage. And boy, oh boy, do I have a treat for you guys. Get in there. Coming up onto the microphones with me, I got it, Vic. Coming up onto the microphones with me, the #1 seed for this very tournament.
Hello, hello.
T-block himself.
All right,
what's
we've
good, my
got
guy?
it's good, man. I am so excited to see all these people here today.
Yeah, you had
Like,
so many.
warms
You had
my
like
heart.
40 entrants for Puyo.
Yeah, I am so happy. Right
Ended
now.
up getting mad delayed because we just didn't expect this
Little
level
bit,
of turnout for
but
it.
It's okay. If it got us to here, I'm happy. All right, we've got a heck of a match today. Okay, so this guy Haunt coming out from St. Albert. Like, I don't think he's been to an event before, but he is killing it.
Oh, he's doing really well?
He is killing it. Well, let's see how he does this.
All right, so let's see how things start off. All right, starting things off in Tetris.
All right, we got perfect clear setup here. Perfect clear on the left. Perfect
Yeah,
clear
gets it
clearing
perfect clear.
all the
Another 10
pieces.
lines. This is going to be hard to come back from.
Sends 10 plus lines. Huge damage.
But the dig is set up pretty well on the side of Haunt. Has to cover as well a little bit, but
Both
yeah,
of
if he
these
plays this.
players, I would say, are a little bit better at the puyo side. Like, their puyo is very strong.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that we noticed in the previous set.
Look at Haunt chaining like with very little hesitation. He's super comfortable in this game mode. Okay. Come on. Got a 5 chain set off, only a 3 response from Keep on Rockin'.
Yeah, so Haunt gonna have to hold a bit of garbage here, and by a bit, I mean it is a bit.
He opts to tank it.
I agree with the decision opting to tank it. At this point, you really kind of have to get as much damage done as you can.
It's
Try to
tough
get
to
yourself
say.
way back in.
Actually, a 4 or a 5 is very survivable, especially if you have a clean Tetris. It's sort of up to player preference. Like, some like to play it a little safer, and some think, well, I can just take this here and then capitalize later on.
All right, keep on rocking. Sending a little bit in the Puyo board, but not enough to really throw off where Haunt is. He's still in the spot where he has to just defensive clear as much as he can to keep himself alive here in Puyo while getting any potential combos that he can.
4 chain from Haunt. No response from Keep on Rockin'. Will he be able to stall it out?
Yeah,
Not
and just
quite.
too much, so keep on rocking. Takes that first round up against Haunt.
So for those of you in the audience who aren't as familiar with this mode, you can stall in swap. If you just keep clearing, your garbage won't fall. So it can lead to some very interesting scenarios in which one player has no resources on the board, but they're able to stall back to the other board, Tetris or Puyo, and make something happen there. So let's keep an eye out, see if that actually happens.
Yeah, just opting. Sometimes people will opt for that damage mitigation strat just to try to stay alive and then pick their battle on where they're going to try to win the game.
Yeah, if you know you're going to lose on one side, you might as well take your shot on the other.
All right, not quite what Keep on Rockin' probably wanted from his Puyo board, but got a quick little 3 train out of it and sets himself up for the future.
Yep.
It's not always about sending all of your damage all at once.
Absolutely,
This
there's
leaves-
so
this
many,
leaves-
so
yeah.
many strategies in this game as to like when you actually want to send your attacks, when you might want to hold back.
All right, really strong Tetris play here from the side of Haunt. It's going to be a rough dig from Keep on Rockin'.
He's in okay shape though.
He's
Quite clean.
He's in a good spot to send a lot in Puyo.
4 versus 3. This won't be fatal, but it'll be good damage.
Yeah, get something going. He really just needs to, in my opinion at least, send as much as he can right now because he's entirely on the defense in Tetris.
I think so. He should be looking to set up something to happen on the swap. Okay.
All right, so actually making pretty good use of the swap combo bonus here.
Yep, and you can see how that swap combo, which amplifies your damage, really goes a long way towards surviving because you're putting out so much more damage than your opponent that even when you're at the top, the line clears that you do are enough to actually nullify the incoming attack. So very nice survival from Haunt there.
But at the same time, a quality dig on the side of Keep on Rockin'. He's put himself in a good spot, but a Tetris coming through. We'll
There's
see
a
if he
swap
can get
combo.
anything built in Puyo.
Beautiful combo.
Quick little 2-swap, and really unfortunate garbage placement on the side of Keep on Rockin' as well. But is managing it really well. Yeah, something to note as well is when it swaps back to Puyo, you don't need to send chains to add to the swap combo. Even just clearing single sets of 4 will add to the swap bonus.
That's
if
right.
you just need any little bit of extra damage.
Yep. And the way Puyo works, even a little bit of garbage can really mess you up if it falls in the wrong places.
Oh, absolutely. All right, solid swap combo coming through on the side of Keep on Rockin', but
It's
really
tight.
good
He's got it. Oh!
unfortunate
Almost
misdrop,
like
and that's
that.
probably
So
going to be it.
Here's the stall. If he can kill in Puyo, he's okay. This will be tough, but we've seen it happen.
I mean,
Nice 3 chain.
Yeah, good defensive 3-chain, but at the same time, Haunt set up for
Yeah.
an even better defensive
Keep on
3-chain.
Rockin' as a response. Another response from
Oh,
Haunt. These players
absolutely.
going back and forth.
8 seconds left on the clock. Just Keep on Rockin' have enough time to build something else up.
He shouldn't have to. Really, all he has to do here is stall it. Make sure he doesn't die. Because you see the instant death happens as soon as the swap back occurs. Here we go, 1-1.
Yeah, Haunt taking that second round on the player 2 side. All right, starting things off in Tetris.
Haunt looking a little hesitant there. Not quite sure what he wants to build.
Yeah, and at this game at higher levels, the more that you have to think about things, the less time you're actively engaging in offense or defense, and it can come back to bite you in some spots.
Yeah, ideally you want to just have this basically muscle memory. You know where your pieces want to go, so your fingers just place it there.
Exactly. Alright, so looking at the state of the Tetris boards coming into Puyo, Haunt with a little bit of a cleaner stack, set up a little bit to send some better damage, but we'll have to see how these players play this Puyo round.
Yeah, Haunt's chaining really cleanly right now. He's opting to go for a transition. Oh, just a 2-chain attack. Keep on Rocking's got a 4 though. Nice. He's going to bail out of his chain, make sure that he doesn't actually take the damage. Take this damage at the Tetris side. Look at how much easier it is to handle damage on the Tetris side. It doesn't interfere with your actual play. It just comes up from the bottom, whereas Puyo, it comes from the top and actually can bury what you've been working so hard to build.
Yeah, and the ability in Tetris to clear multiple lines at the same time as well makes handling the garbage a fair bit easier.
Nice pressure, clutches it out.
But just not enough. Like you were saying, those little chips away that Haunt was sending just didn't give Keep on Rockin' enough time. Haunt's going to take that first game.
Puyo, Puyo.
All right, getting into it here in the second game.
There we go. So on the left here, Haunt's going with a form known as GTR. If you look at the blues and the yellows, on the left side there, that's GTR. You build in the corner and build your chain off of that.
Oh, this is quite greedy.
There you go.
Keep
Nope,
on Rockin'.
he's got it. He's got it.
Oh yeah, with the garbage
Got it.
send.
Yeah.
With the garbage send. So here we go. This is going to be huge damage coming through.
Going for the perfect clear, doesn't quite get it.
Yeah, 3-swap combo coming in as well. Yeah, way too much damage on the Tetris board. Yeah, solid Puyo chain into a big swap. Keep on rocking on the offensive. Yeah, switch the players.
Okay, left side having a little bit of trouble with Tetris.
Come on.
He's got to dig back down to some offense though. Meanwhile, right side is still keeping quite clean.
Yeah, keep on rocking, really coming through with some strong play on the Tetris board.
Yep, neither side really able to muster much offense on the swap, but that's okay. It keeps things quite even. Right side's going for a very tricky GTR here. That's going to be very difficult to build up on the left there, so he opts to clear, try again. He's going to send just a little 2-chain on the swap. He sees that the Tetris board, his opponent, is in a bit of trouble, so even a little attack will do a lot.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
And just like you saw, and if you watch Keep on Rocking's Tetris board there, he had an option to send more lines, but realized that he didn't need to, and could opt to, in the event that they survive, then have additional
That's
offense
right,
later
conserve your resources, right? Okay, both sides going for a GTR-like form here.
Yeah, Keep on Rocking not having to burn early.
He's going to send the 4. But Haunt's going to respond with 6. Very nice. So that's going to put pressure back on Tetris.
Yeah, large damage here.
Here we go. It's not fatal, but definitely not what you want to see.
Yeah, having the Tetris wall in the garbage there is really coming in through for Keep on Rocking. An option to clear gets a little bit greedy for the T-spin and it works out.
Okay, Haunt opting to stack up a little bit, try to get some offense on the swap. Not quite able to do it. Very even right now.
Yeah, back in the Puyo board, Haunt with a little bit more of a setup coming into the swap, but it'll entirely come down to the build speed at this point.
Yeah, Haunt's got a pretty nice chain. If he triggers those greens on the left there, it'll lead to a 4, I think. 5, actually. There it is.
Yeah, and has to counteract. Sees the garbage coming in off the 4 chain from Keep on Rockin'. Double
Beautiful
3,
response.
Double 3 with a 4 finisher. Very nice.
Yeah, that's textbook. You see your opponent fire their chain, you have a little bit of time to actually chain up as well. So you saw that Keep on Rockin', sent his chain. You didn't panic. Just extended it up to a power 4, and then managed to actually overpower the attack that was coming his way.
Come on. Perfect. Let's mix it up.
Alright, Keep on Rocking going for a bit of a greedy T-spin setup on his Tetris board. We'll see if he can manage to pull that through from the swap.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to fill in. He needs an I piece and then a T piece.
Yeah.
Definitely not 2 pieces you just want to throw away without thinking.
Alright, Hanzo waiting. Seeing if he can build this up any further.
Here.
Just off to send it. Quick little 3.
Perfect.
some good damage, and at exactly the right time.
Yeah, that was a smart 3. That's really nice. If he can press his advantage with Tetris, he'll be in a good spot going back into the puyo board. Okay, he doesn't opt for the T-spin single, instead fills in the hole to make it a double.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say he's gotta watch himself on this dig so that he doesn't continue.
Yeah, this is a tough dig
delaying
right
the dig.
now. Okay, he opts to stall. He'd rather take the damage here. I think that's quite wise.
Yeah,
His
he
Tetris
didn't,
was under a lot of pressure.
he didn't really have a good spot to do anything in Tetris, so just opting to sack the piece and instead.
Yeah, and it wasn't too much damage. You see, he still has access to a lot of the resources on his board, so he's still okay. He's still okay. It's not quite going to link. Those blues are now a trigger. Okay, there it is.
There we
Two-chain.
go. Nice little two-chain. Clears the majority of the garbage on the left-hand side.
Yeah, he's going to have to move. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, needs to get this build going. Just needs to send as much as he can. Good recognition. Clear with the. Yep.
Okay, he almost has this dig. That was a nice down stack. This is a messy garbage you see Haunt has to dig through right now, but he's doing a great job. Even managing to fashion T-spins out of the holes that are provided.
All right, here we go. Back into Puyo. Keep on rocking. Has a lot of resources available if he can get the setup to change correctly.
Yeah, so Haunt has a lot of space advantage here. He really needs to take a bit of time, relax, and press his space advantage rather than send little attacks that can just be parried.
Exactly.
Ooh, that's a rough hit.
That's helpful.
Yeah, really ill-timed there on the
Still
final
okay,
one.
though. Still okay. If he downstacks properly,
Yeah, but just the lines coming through in Tetris in time. Keep on rocking. Taking it 2 games to 0.
or no, it's not.
No, this isn't losers, yeah. All right, so we will have more Puyo Puyo Tetris action in just a moment. Just figuring out who our next match queued up is going to be. How's everyone enjoying this puzzle game fiasco we have going on here? Yeah, everyone here in Puyo Puyo has been really happy with just the overall turnout and everything.
There's only one other game being played right now. It's, do you want that to be paused when they end and come on here?
No, just play it off stream.
Sorry?
Just play it off stream. We need to get through this as fast as we can.
Oh, okay. Sure. So then after that's done, do you want the following match on here?
Let's just run winners finals right now.
Okay, can I go play the game?
All right, so next up, we're going to have our winners finals from Puyo Puyo Tetris. It's TinOfSalsa TV up against T-block. Just got to get both of our players up on the stage. And there is a loser's bracket full of killers that is awaiting them. In the meantime, how's everyone in chat going? Yeah. All right, so up next, we are, like I mentioned earlier, going to have that winner's final set between T-block and TinOfSalsa TV. This is probably going to be one of the highest level sets that we're going to see today. Both of these players, I mean, it speaks for itself that they were the players that hosted the panel for Puyo Puyo Tetris. These guys are definitely kind of the cornerstone of the local puzzle game community for sure, if not part of the greater community in Western Canada. Just getting the controller situation ironed out, making sure everything will go along smoothly. It's also having a bit of fun up on stage, taking his winner's final selfie. All right, T-block making his way to the stage. Coffee in one hand, controller in the other, the optimal puzzle game situation. Fun either way. All right, just getting the players set up on stage. T-block, of course, with the T-block. It is only fitting. Yeah, just a huge shout out to all of the staff that helped run this event, putting in a ton of hours just to make this gaming hall the very best that it can be. So huge shout outs to all of the staff, production, TOs, volunteers, everybody who came out to make this event possible. As well as some of our sponsors, of course. Extra Life in Edmonton, you can go over to their booth. They had a 50-50 yesterday. We'll see, can see what they have going on today. BioWare for donating some prizing and things like that. Crunchyroll for all of your anime needs. Red Moon Cosplay Solutions for all of your cosplay solutions, as is the name. Microsoft has a booth as well here in Gaming Hall. All right, and we are about to get right into it. Winners finals of Puyo Puyo Tetris. It's T-block against TinOfSalsa TV.
Puyo Puyo, Puyo Puyo.
All right, starting things off here in Puyo. And typically how the previous sets between these two have gone is it's been T-block kind of using his superior building speed and decision making in order to just parry all of the attacks that TinOfSalsa sends and send a little bit more. That being said, it is going to take a little bit of garbage, but manages to stall it out, tank it out in Tetris. All right, opting for an early Tetris here on the side of TinOfSalsa, but a very nice T-spin double setup. Into the T-spin triple, the back-to-back. This is a ton of lines coming Tulsa's way, but in a good spot, recognizes that he needs to switch to the T-spin single instead to continue the dig. Just needs to continue the dig however he can. And actually ends up tanking the attack from T-block on the Puyo board. Quick response 4-chain. It's going to pretty much block it off, and that's going to be the round for T-block.
I never back down.
Going into the second round here, starting things off on the Puyo board. So you see, it's also kind of second-guessing himself in some of these situations, opting for a little bit different clear. Looks like T-block is going for one of those GTRS builds that he had mentioned earlier. Nice little offensive 3-chain. Get the harass out at a good time. Entirely locks out that left-hand column, and this is going to be hard for Salsa to come back from. Salsa needs to start paying attention to his opponent's board a little bit more. On the Puyo side, anyways. The Tetris side, both players are, content to just build fast enough that it'll work out. All right, T-spin double into the T-spin triple. Great setup, but back-to-back, the same thing from T-block. Little dead spin, but Salsa's going to have to eat the damage, and he's eating it in Puyo. That's going to do it. T-block goes up 1 round to 0.
I never back down.
All right, so T-block after that first win, in a good spot, but there is still a fair bit of Puyo Tetris left to be played. All right, interesting single T-spin clear there on the side of TinOfSalsa. Meanwhile, it's T-block and those patented back-to-back T-spin doubles into the T-spin triple. Sets up another T-spin, boom, there's the clear. And is sending a lot of damage. Has a nice well here for the Tetris and the swap. Is it a back-to-back? Can he build it up in time? No, he's just going to opt for the T-spin double. Doesn't quite get the spin buffered through, though, so isn't going to be as much damage as he was looking for. All right, looking back at TinOfSalsa, he needs to get any offense started. If you look over at T-block's board, the GTR is actually built in such a way that when he chains this, it's going to clear the garbage on the left as well. Just off to send it a little bit early, but here we go. Oh, actually misses the send. Doesn't get all the damage going through, but at the same time is ahead in resources and in board position. So not a bad spot to be in if you're T-block. A little bit behind here in Tetris, but like we've been mentioning for most of this, Tetris is the easier board to clear in. The dig is set up. Intelligent clearing here, leaving the well. Needs to tank this. All right, and does get the tank off correctly. So if you have a piece that falls in either board and doesn't clear anything when the swap happens, the piece just disappears. That being said, this is looking like TinOfSalsa's round to win. I don't think T-block can get off the defensive clear in time, and the damage is going to come through. TinOfSalsa fighting back here in game number 2. Just for sure. All right, moving on to the second round here in game number 2. Salsa opting for a bit more of a defensive pattern by the looks of things. Just kind of setting up both players, you know, going for that GTR strategy. All right, sends the reds. Here's the swap coming through. Should be a nice, looks like a 6-chain. Yeah, solid 6-chain into the swap combo as well. If T-block can set any lines here, gets a T-spin back-to-back double in off the swap combo. His build speed is just insane, and so many lines spent so quickly. The 6-chain into 2 back-to-back T-spin doubles. Insane. With the swap combo bonus on there as well, there's not a lot you can do about that much offense all at once. All right, and again, it's just been the story of this game that TinOfSalsa's, except for that one good round that he had, has always felt like he's just a little bit behind. T-block opting for a bit of a harass instead. And by a bit of a harass, I mean a bit of harass. So Salsa's gonna have to play out of his mind in Tetris because he's actually two pieces away just from losing this round on the Puyo board. He only has 1 piece he can sack, and then he needs a green. Otherwise, he's just dead. Has a really solid setup here. There's the T-spin double. Gets the second, goes for the T-spin triple. Boom, there it is. But a back-to-back T-spin triple into another T-spin double on the side of T-block. T-block always has this uncanny way of sending that one extra line. Doesn't get the piece that he needs, can't sack it in time, and that's T-block. Going up 2 games to 0 here in the winners finals.
I never back down.
All right, starting things off here in Puyo in game 3. It's also had signs of life in a few of these rounds, but the speed and decision-making from T-block really just coming through quite well. You opting for a stairs opening in a GTR. Burns a little bit, just try to keep his stack a little bit neater. Looking over on the side of TinOfSalsa. He can burn it for the purple. Oh, but doesn't get the swap over in time. Could have been a little bit more. And instead, the chain is coming from T-block. A 4-chain into a perfect clear. This is so much damage all at once. There's nothing you can do.
I never back down.
T-block on match point in winners finals. All right, slowing things down here a bit on the Puyo board. Again, you can already see the early aggression from T-block. Already knows how they want to trigger the chain and when they want to trigger the chain. Also, when you opt for a build that's only on one side, it doesn't as easily have you get locked out when the garbage is sent from the majority of your resources. So here we go, delay it. Actually, no, opts to just sack it instead. Realizes that, T-block realizing there that there wasn't actually much of a threat on the side of TinOfSalsa, so there's no point in spending the resources now. All right, solid T-spin play here from the side of TinOfSalsa. T-block though, back-to-back Tetris, into the T-spin double. TinOfSalsa's gonna have to have a response. Send the Tetris. All right, can they get anything off the swap? If there's one thing that T-block's getting, it's a lot off the swap. The 6-chain with the swap. This is so much damage coming through in Puyo. But the chain's coming through from TinOfSalsa to mitigate some of it. It's still going to be a lot. Half the board comes through. There's the second half of the attack. And T-block, with 3 straight games, makes it to the winner side of Grand Finals. All right, so TinOfSalsa will be back up on stage against Haunt for our losers quarterfinal match. Just double checking these here brackets for everybody.
I basically got the name swap because it's no, it's because it's not updated yet. I don't think.
No, because this is AQ.
Because Han got his money already.
AQ is this.
That's the first person that's on stream, and it's not updated yet.
Oh, it hasn't updated. You're right.
Yeah.
All right, we're just waiting for the bracket to catch up to some of the action. We'll bring you another match very shortly as soon as our lovely tournament organizer staff comes through with our next set.
Oh yeah.
In the meantime, we have a quick video for you, so please enjoy this. All right, so unfortunately there's a bit of a delay in our next match due to a bit of a scheduling conflict. Keep On Rockin' has made it pretty far in Guilty Gear, so has to finish up some of that. And we will have more of the Puyo Puyo Tetris bracket shortly. I'm not?
I might go just to hang out.
No, I should be unmuted right now. Hello? Am I going through? Am I going through or not? Okay, so we have a bit of a delay before our next match, just with Keep On Rocking making it far in Guilty Gear. So up next, we're just going to have a bit of entertainment for you guys. We're going to have a bit of an exhibition here from T-block. So T-block, take it away. Give us a show.
My time to shine. T-strike.
All right, so here's a little secret hidden piece of technology for you. So Llyana, the player in top 5, has made it on a single Joy-Con, which is insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's doable, but it's like, it's awkward. Definitely awkward.
You have such a lack of dexterity options available to you.
Yeah.
And you're forced to use the analog stick.
I mean, I feel if you're used to it, I guess.
I mean, yeah, really at the end of the day, it's whatever you're comfortable with, but here we go. We're getting right into it here.
Yeah.
All right, top 4 of Puyo Puyo Tetris. The losers semifinals, Llyana up against Keep On Rockin'.
So from what I've been seeing, like I've been watching Llyana play in bracket. She's been definitely surprising a lot of us here in Puyo Puyo. And her Puyo Puyo is really good. Like she has extremely good instincts when it comes to chaining. And it doesn't look like she's doing prescribed forms like the way you see Aaron or myself do.
Yeah.
But she just knows where to place pieces and how to do it. And her Tetris is no slouch either.
Yeah, just that natural born talent.
Yeah, it must be.
All right, but at a bit of a disadvantage early on in Tetris, but nothing that you can't come back from.
If she pops those purples, okay, she's not going to opt to go for it, but she has a really nice...
Oh no, that's a really nice chain she has sitting there.
Yeah, it's going to be a big...
Build up for the red, yeah.
Still not opting to pop those. There we go. Watch this Hellfire. This is called a Hellfire. A big, powerful 2. It sends a lot of garbage.
Oh yeah.
So now she's ahead.
And you could see her thinking as well on if she wanted to sack 2 pieces to get the red for the larger chain, but instead opted to keep the advantageous position and resources.
Yeah, just very, very good instincts. I'm very impressed.
All right, solid dig here in Tetris as well.
Keep On Rockin's got a bit of a combo setup going. He's going to stop at a 4, so nothing too threatening. Llyana has the Tetris on the swap. This is going to really hurt Puyo.
Oh yeah, because like we mentioned, she still had a lot of that resources set up.
Yeah.
But sends a little bit early, isn't actually getting the swap combo bonuses.
Yeah, there's the swap. Okay, so Keep On Rockin with a good defense. He's going to survive. Still not in a great spot, though. Let's see if Llyana can keep up the pressure.
Yeah, just needs a couple of quick harasses here if she wants to get the kill in Puyo.
There it is. So those yellows, there we go. That's going to be a 3.
Definitely seems like her win condition here right now.
Yeah, Puyo's very strong.
But look at the swap combos on both sides.
Yep. Pretty much nullifying each other. Both players are in okay shape, neither in immediate threat of dying.
Yeah, and actually Keep On Rockin' coming through in the advantage in that exchange.
Yeah, Llyana having some trouble placing these Tetris pieces here.
Yeah, tried to look for the Z-spin, but had an S instead, so couldn't make it happen.
Yeah, let's see if she can press her advantage here in Puyo.
We'll have a bit of a swap combo here if she can get anything going off the one line, but it looks like the timer's going to expire.
That's the piece she's looking for. Here we go.
All right, here's the big combo.
Another
Actually, the timer, I haven't seen the timer that long for the swap combo.
Oh, the follow-up's beautiful 4.
Yeah, the follow-up 4 chain, that's going to do it.
Super efficient use of the pieces. It's really awesome to see.
Just the decision-making is so unique in comparison to everybody else.
Yeah, definitely a very fresh style she's exhibiting here.
Yeah, really having the old blood rethink how they're approaching the game.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. So actually now Llyana is now going for a form called stairs. So in the stairs form, you build these vertical columns of 3. You see those green, blues, purples, and you cascade them. So here we go. So now she pops those greens on the left.
Yeah, sends the green, the blue will fall, and
it's got a nice tail too. Keep On Rockin' sends a nice chain. Llyana's opting to tank this garbage on the Tetris so that she can fire back harder in Puyo. Here we go, look at this pressure.
Oh, and a big swap combo off it as well, into the dig.
With the swap combo as well. Keep On Rockin' having a bit of trouble with the Tetris. There it is.
This is so much damage. That's too much, Llyana.
Yeah, get hype, everyone. This is so exciting.
I can't stress this enough. The combination of the creative play and the single Joy-Con is just blowing my mind.
We're really up on the single Joy-Con, huh? Yeah, I should try it and see how well I do. Maybe I'll do that in my grand finals. Who knows?
Who knows? So yeah, opting for stairs again here.
Yeah, stairs again. It's a little bit tricky with those reds. Careful not to color conflict them. She'll be okay now.
Yeah, just opts to sack a little bit. Just to keep, to kind of have the resources there when she needs them. This first swap looks like it's not going to be that much damage on her end, but that being said, actually has a nice chain set up here.
Yeah, she's got a 4. That will definitely do something, especially if she can compound it with the attacks in Tetris.
4 chain into the swap combo, well timed.
Keep on rocking will be just fine there. He's staying nice and low. He sees how strong our attacks have been. He's not taking any chances.
Yeah, and getting a little bit lucky as well with the back-to-back garbage Tetris is available to him.
Oh, Llyana not able to set off the swap combo, even though her Tetris board is in a really nice spot.
Yeah, Keep on Rockin' though has a good set of resources available to him. Gets a little bit greedy with it.
This chain is nice too. Here we go. Watch this, digging around the garbage. See if Keep on Rockin'
Nice
can
version
respond.
of it. Has to send now.
He has a strong. These are the chains I'm used to seeing Keep on Rockin' do.
Oh yeah.
He is more than capable of responding to these attacks from Llyana.
Delayed follow-up attack. Needs to sack maybe 2 or 3 pieces for the T for the spin. Back-to-back bonus as well on the swap combo.
Yeah, nice pressure from Keep on Rockin'. He's
This
gonna bring
is
it back.
so much damage. This should be it.
Yeah, Llyana can't quite stall. Maybe she can. No,
9
that's it.
seconds? I don't think so. That's gonna fall and
There we
that's
go.
gonna do it.
Keep on Rockin', bring it back. There we go, putting on a good show. I think that's what we need to see from him if he's going to take this. But I've been watching him just over in the tournament area, and his chains are good. His chains are at least as good as mine, I think.
Oh yeah.
But we haven't really seen it in this set yet. We may be-
Until just now.
Yeah, this may be a little bit of a case of tournament nerves here, but he seems to be shaking it off now. Hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, and playing a bit more solidly in Tetris as well. Alright, good counter damage with the Tetris. Takes the damage in Puyo,
Yeah,
but not that much
Rockin'
overall.
opts to send the attack before the swap. Llyana, on the other hand, opts to send it after. Sort of stylistic here. Small attacks like that doesn't make too much of a difference. Llyana setting up something stairs-like again, although it's going to be tough with those purples.
Keep on Rockin' is actually setting up this clear really well to deal with a lot of the garbage.
Yeah, he's definitely got something going. Yeah,
Yep, there we go.
that's nice.
This
Those
is
are
a
the
good chain
chains,
coming through
yeah.
from Keep on Rockin'. But the stairs at the same time coming through from Llyana. We'll have to see whose
Okay.
damage is mitigated. It's actually perfectly evened out on both sides. We'll have to see once the timer expires where the damage ends up falling.
Yeah, so let's take stock of the board here. I don't like Keep on Rockin's Puyo board. That's going to be really tough to work with.
Yeah, no, this is a really weird spot to be in.
Yeah, Lyanna's are a little bit cleaner on the other hand, so
And the garbage kind of removing Keep on Rockin's one main out that he had available to him.
yeah, that garbage that was sent to Llyana definitely hurting a lot. Here's going to be just a little poke. Little two chain. That's going to cover those blues
Yeah,
though.
such a well-timed single poke.
Yeah, if Llyana is like observing, like is actually keeping an eye on Keep on Rockin's board, this is extremely impressive. It's very hard to chain, like handle your own board while watching your opponent as well. But that was a perfectly timed shot.
Yeah, and gets to dig into a lot of damage as well, but Keep on Rocking managing to mitigate a lot of it on his own Tetris board.
Llyana stacking up for a Tetris.
If she can send the attack as the swap happens, it's going to be a really rough spot here for Keep on Rockin'.
She'll have a single.
Yeah, and just the
Oh,
garbage
okay.
coming right on that middle
There we
column.
go. Bringing it
Llyana on
back.
set point here in loser semis.
Llyana is really liking these
Yeah,
stairs
this-
formations. I think it just makes
It's probably one of the most intuitive builds
it's
to...
very intuitive, and like if you practice it a lot, sometimes when you're on the stage and things are happening in these high pressure situations, it's nice to just go back to a form that
Yeah,
you know rather than try to
something
craft
nice and
everything.
simple instead of going for
Yeah.
something overly complex. Although, Keep on Rockin' with
Yeah,
interesting little setup there.
there we go.
Looks like a...
5 is gonna hurt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gets a 6 even.
Compound it with the Tetris.
This is a lot of damage coming through on Keep on Rockin'. He needs to dig out of this Tetris hole.
Oh, there we go.
He had an option where he could have come back. It's first to 2. It's first to 2. It's first to 2. You're done. You're done. Yeah, it's loser semis.
14 years old, single Joy-Con.
So Keep on Rockin' out in 4th place. Llyana moves on to the losers finals where she will play Tin of Salsa.
You want mine? Aaron.
Alright, so... Oh, I'm big stupid. Alright, so we're just going to get the controller situation figured out, but
How's our schedule? We're really
This is
behind.
insane.
We can't close the call late. What? How's the schedule? No, we're okay. We're okay? Yeah.
originally I had it scheduled for all, like everything would be done at 8, slash ultimate would run it all the way to 11. But that was the top 8 ultimate. We're not doing that anymore. We're just running ultimates again. Top 3.
All right, TinOfSalsa just on the way to get his controller.
And we're an hour over.
You know, a bit of accepting, you know, a bit of a weakling needs an entire controller to defeat. 14 years old, single Joy-Con, such creative play. I'm just so impressed. And I think all of us who, you know, sink any time into this game are just flabbergasted.
My time to shine.
All right, just gonna warm up a little bit maybe. All right, here we go. TinOfSalsa up on stage. Not sure what he's going for, but just getting things sorted for our losers finals. First to 3 in Puyo Puyo Tetris. And again, thank you to everyone for being so patient with us needing to delay this event, but as you can tell, it was definitely worth the wait. Top 3. All right, so TinOfSalsa opting for the 2 Joy-Con setup. You know, you might think twice as many controllers, twice as much speed, but that has been proved all of us to be false. All right, so welcome back onto the mic. Mike himself.
What a story we have here.
This is insane. This might be the best event here.
I think so.
What a storyline.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. TinOfSalsa TV up against Llyana. Losers finals, first to 3.
Tin is playing Amity? Tin never plays Amity.
Needs to dig deep.
Oh, everything okay? Oh, no. Tin's just thinking, all right, we're okay.
All right, some quick harass here from the side of Llyana. Not something that we've seen her go for previously. All right, so coming through into the Puyo board. All right, so on the left-hand board, yeah, the names are swapped. So on the left, you see, you know, kind of the standard GTR that TinOfSalsa had been going for, and the stairs that we've come to expect here from Llyana.
Yeah, if anyone's confused, Llyana is on the right side. If you've been watching her, you know, the signature stair style. One thing I've noticed, though, is that Llyana doesn't go for T-spins, whereas what you'll see TinOfSalsa do is he will T-spin.
Yeah, that's the majority of Tin's offense.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see how this difference in styles goes.
That being said, just the dig isn't out of
it?
time.
There we go.
Yep, Llyana taking the first round.
We're on the right side, Sam.
All right, here we go, starting things off. Seems like a pretty standard opening from Tin, and given what we've seen from Llyana, looks like a pretty standard stairs build to start.
Yep, Tin going with his bread and butter GTR. He's very comfortable with this form. Completed it now, so if Tin pops the greens on the left, that will lead to a 4 chain. See if he can get it off in time, though. Yeah. It's not going to be enough.
Sends it before the swap. Nice little 4 chain, though.
Okay, smart. So what Tin did there is he waited. He made sure he took the attack first, and that's to make sure he doesn't cover up the incoming garbage. He knows he's going to take damage, so he waits so that he maximizes his chances of being able to dig down immediately after. There we go, T-spin.
Yeah, and you can see that Tin's speed is really kind of carrying him in the Tetris game.
Yeah, this will be a very interesting match because sometimes in swap it's just one player is a little bit better in both modes and that's how you end up determining the winner. But in this case, Tin is definitely a little bit stronger in the Tetris side. I'm not sure how they stack up in Puyo yet. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we definitely have the games ahead of us to see how this matchup ends up folding out.
Yeah, this is a best of 5, right?
Absolutely. All right, so back into Tetris. Llyana with a fair bit of garbage to clean through, but it's in a good spot to deal with it. Yeah, it's a good dig.
There we go. Tin having a little bit of trouble on the Tetris side, getting some awkward pieces. He's going to bail out of that T-spin, but at least he keeps his stack clean.
Yeah, sometimes you do have to find yourself in a situation where you can't go for exactly what your plan was, but it's more important that you can keep yourself in a clean spot. You see the spin to delay the T-spin send, so it sends in Puyo.
Yeah, Llyana is going to tank it though and hit back with her swap combo of her own.
Yeah, just going to try to send as much as she can.
Okay, Llyana has a nice 3 already. She's going to opt to fire it. See if Tin can respond.
Yeah, quick 3-chain and clears the garbage.
Yeah, not quite, but Tin is built quite high, so he still has access to a lot of his resources.
Yeah, just going to get a nice little 2-chain off this. Sets up the swap combo as well.
Yeah, this is Tin's home field advantage now.
Yeah,
See if he can press it.
back to the Tetris board. Both players reasonably even in terms of the amount of garbage that they have left to clear.
Yeah, this is a very even match so far.
That being said, Tin has a little bit of a more awkward garbage stack to go through, whereas Llyana's is naturally going to flow a little bit easier with those quick back-to-back single line clears. All right, Llyana opting to send the chain. Give you a quick little 3. Salsa responding. Didn't quite set up the greens properly though.
Yeah, it's tough to keep track of your garbage heights because it's additional lines that get cleared. So what looks like a good chain actually doesn't end up connecting because the garbage clears and then now your pieces no longer line up.
It's also coming back from a bit of a misdrop and making the best of it.
Yeah, very nice down stacking. Very smart. That's a nice cute little Z-spin right there.
Yeah, cheeky little Z-spin. Works out for him.
Oh, barely manages to fend off that attack. That could have killed him. Remember, if you place any piece in that X at the top, you lose.
And a big swap combo coming through, but Llyana replying with a quick little 3-piece. Double 3, actually. Is still going to take a bit of a hit, but still in a reasonable spot.
Cute little 2.
Yeah, the offense from Salsa is going to get tanked in Tetris as well.
There we go.
Yeah, and just
TinOfSalsa answering back.
Salsa's raw speed in Tetris is really what got him through that round.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see if Llyana can overcome that. I think this match is very interesting to me because I think Salsa is quite good at chaining in this state of the game. At the beginning, you have a clean board. You can practice the forms that, or you can do the forms that you've practiced. I think
But it's
Llyana
when the
with
initial attack has been sent.
yeah, once your board gets messed up a little bit, you can't really rely on all these patterns that you've built up in your head, right? So you actually gotta think and freestyle a little bit, and that seems to be Llyana's strength.
All right, double 4 against the 5.
Lucky garbage.
Yeah, it's also got quite lucky with that garbage. Has another T-spin set up in just a few pieces here.
Oh, that was definitely a misdrop by Tin.
I was going to say that's a bit of an errant line there, but
Yeah.
the I-piece comes through. Good well here for Llyana if she can sack for it. Needs 3 more pieces, just going to opt to burn the L instead.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she meant to do that, because I guess go for the swap combo, but it's not really going to do all that much here.
Yeah, because she needs to basically build up a whole other chain, and the timer's just going to expire.
Yeah, both players struggling a little bit to put anything together right now.
All right, quick little 3-piece here from Salsa.
Llyana's going to stall it out. Can she take this in Tetris? It'll be close.
Llyana needs this dig though to stay alive. She's in an advantageous position in Puyo, but needs to hold out for these last 15 seconds. It's going to be hard.
Yeah, Salsa's going to not let her get away with that.
Yeah, just a little bit too much to deal with. Salsa ties things up 1 game apiece. And it's kind of that story that we were talking about before where Llyana's ability to freestyle in Puyo is helping her a lot, but the raw speed from Salsa and Tetris is what's allowing his offense to just come through that a little bit more.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm not sure if the game goes on, I'm not sure which player is favored because as the game goes on, you do have to deal with these messy puyo boards more, and that favors Llyana. On the other hand,
T-spin double, T-spin triple.
yeah, hold on. Nice DT cannon
T-spin.
there. Sending over half a screen of garbage. Does
Yeah.
Llyana know how to T-spin?
She's thinking about it.
She's thinking about it. Yeah, she can't quite put it together. That's okay, she's gonna stall back, just take this little bit of damage.
Yeah, nothing too brutal here in Puyo, but
Yeah, Salsa unfortunately sending that T down there. I don't think that was intentional.
I don't think so either. Although looking at Llyana's Tetris stack, she's gonna have, if she gets the right two pieces, then she's in a really good spot.
Yep, yeah, Llyana's certainly not dead, although, yeah, that's gonna be tough.
That is
not
a
able
lot
to,
of damage to deal with off the Puyo board.
But that's smart. See how she tanks that damage?
Yep.
Because now that actually allows her to survive. If she hadn't tanked that, she would be dead right here.
Yeah, and she got the pieces that she needed to get the dig going, and now she's in a really good spot. He's just falling really nice in the garbage for this dig.
Yep, here we go. Another Tetris lined up. There it is.
We'll see if she solves the T no opts for something else instead.
Bringing it back. Still in a rough spot on the Puyo side. Let's see if she can put something together in this limited space.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
she
not
gives
quite
up.
enough.
That's a really tough situation to be in. Better to just move on to the next round.
Yeah, you have maybe one or two options out of the entire game to get yourself out of that spot.
Yeah.
This is a difficult situation to be in general.
Okay, stairs again. Nice pieces for the stairs.
Nice pieces for Salsa's GTR as well.
Yeah, Salsa's GTR is actually a little bit awkward. You see that purple?
Oh
on the
yeah,
left
actually
there?
had to cover as well quite early.
Yeah, so he's lucky he's getting the purples, but now he needs two yellows.
It is,
and he's-
it is recoverable, but it's going to be weird.
Yeah, it was actually not a bad idea, but the awkward decision there meant he couldn't find the yellows in time.
Yeah, and then the simple stairs clear, sending so much damage so early on.
Yeah.
Little swap combo as well on the side of Llyana.
Tin is playing some nice Tetris right now, though. Very, very clean. It helps that the garbage is coming in so nice.
Yeah. Getting a little bit greedy, trying to go for the back-to-back Tetris, but isn't going to have enough time. Just opt for the Tetris on the swap.
See, Tin is now seeing, I think, that Llyana is very strong in Puyo, so he's really making sure he's slowing down his Tetris, making sure that he sends something every time it swaps to disrupt her as much as possible.
Yeah, that being said, this is a hard spot to take back from. Still doable, but
Yeah.
didn't get the piece that he needed.
There we go.
I think he needed maybe to
Okay.
clear that orange a little earlier.
Yeah, that was tough. Llyana was putting on a little bit too much pressure.
And it's going down to the wire every single game. This is a banger set.
Absolutely. Here's an all-clear start. So in Puyo, if you clear all the pieces on your board, your next attack will send an additional 5 lines. So look at this. Just the one chain sends that much damage because of the all-clear.
Yeah. And good recognition from Salsa understanding that Llyana, maybe not familiar with how the perfect clear mechanic works in Puyo.
I think she's familiar. I think it's actually stairs itself is very weak to all clears because you need so much time to
That's
get it
true.
up. Yeah, if you just
And
send
you need
right
a fair
away.
bit of horizontal space open as well.
Yeah, and chances are they don't actually have their stairs set up in time. So good recognition by Salsa there.
It's also really greeting it out for this T-spin. It's going to get it in the end.
He's all right.
Had to finesse it in, but
We're okay,
gets
yeah.
it in the end. Really clean Tetris stack, though, on the side of Llyana.
Yep. Wasn't quite able to get the swap. You can see what she's going for. She wants that.
Yeah, she wanted the
eye piece.
Tetris as
Yeah.
it went through on the swap, but
Yeah.
unfortunately not going to get it in time. Still in a reasonable spot to get this clear going.
Yeah, Salsa doesn't have much. Those two garbage on the left are really disrupting his plans. You see, even if he clears the reds or the yellows, it's not actually
It's
gonna
not
work.
really going to go into anything unless he gets all of it at once.
Yeah, Llyana is keeping up the pressure. Llyana's sending what's called a thorn. That's just a very powerful one chain.
Yeah, just as much damage as you can going into Tetris. And the Tetris board from Llyana continues to be so clean this round.
Yeah, she's stacking super nice right now.
Yeah, goes
Considering
for the
it.
back-to-back Tetris.
Yeah,
It's also with a bit of an awkward setup, but gets the Z-spin recognition.
there we go. Even managing to send additional Puyo garbage. Salsa's going to clear it just to make sure that he doesn't die right away.
Yeah, just trying to deal with the garbage, get as much of this out of his game as he can.
Yeah.
Good recognition, gets a nice garbage too.
Yeah, Salsa's definitely fighting back. Llyana's, he's making it awkward for Llyana to chain.
has a bit of a swap coming through, and this cleaner Tetris board is really her win condition here. But that being said, Salsa with a hell of a dig setup here.
Yeah, Salsa really cashing in all his Tetris resources. There is a way for Llyana to fix that. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that she knows it quite yet.
Yeah, T-spin double back into the Tetris setup. Delays it just enough to send it in Puyo. This is going to be hard for Llyana.
Yeah, and there are the 2 chains to close it out.
Yeah, covers all her resources. That's going to do it. TinOfSalsa goes up 2-1.
Beautifully played by Salsa. That was textbook swap play right there.
So here we go. This could be the final round here for Llyana, or we could get a game number 5. Make some noise if you want a game 5. Llyana getting everything that she wants early on.
Yeah, this is some nice stairs right now. She could fire right now. Salsa's really not ready to fire back.
Yeah, no, didn't get his GTR stacked
Yeah,
up in time.
and look at this, ladies and
a
gentlemen.
5-chain perfect clear.
What is that on the right? Okay, so Llyana should opt to save this actually because you don't want to fire this right away because of how easy it is to
To
clear
get the
garbage.
additional lines for the perfect clear as well.
Yeah, that's right. So she's going to opt to hold it very wisely, save it for the next time they return with the Puyo board, and hit Tin with it then, and it will be much harder to deal with at that point.
Yeah, because Tin's not going to have the time to build up anything to send in response.
Yeah, just look at Tin's board. He's got pretty much nothing.
He has nothing. All right, delays, gets the swap off with the T-spin, but
So
still has the all clear bonus.
Here we go. Yeah, that's a 2 chain. She's still saving it. This is so smart. Because you can see now that she's covered Tin's board, if she sends it now, nope, not quite. She really wants to build a chain up. Here we go. Okay, there's the all clear.
And there's the extra
Unfortunately,
line
Tin
coming
was
through,
able.
but Tin had the time to get something up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Llyana maybe needed to just send that all clear bonus a little bit earlier before Tin had the time to build up an attack in zone.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I really respect the patience, but
Oh, absolutely.
at the same time, I mean, you see that you have your opponents on the ropes. You might as well capitalize, right?
Yeah, it's just both schools of thought applicable in this situation. It's just
Yeah.
which one the player's going to opt for.
Yep. Okay, Llyana's got a lot of resources, but not much in the way of a chain. She places that blue there. Okay, she's got a 3 now.
Llyana with a good garbage clear 3 on the stairs. Tin firing back though with a quick 2.
Okay, yeah, Llyana's got a chain now. So
Yeah, delaying the chain
she's
as
gonna
well.
swap.
She'll wait for the swap combo, then send the Tetris. Just into as much damage as you can. Nice quick little 3 swap, but
It's a good amount of pressure, but
Salsa's Tetris is just...
yeah, she's gonna need
She's
more than
winning right
that
now.
to finish off. Tin.
Thinking about it, sends one more piece, and then goes. Again, Llyana needing to sack, didn't quite get what she needed in time. Swap combo here from Tin.
Man, they are just trading blows here.
Yeah, it's just back and forth on both boards. You see the advantage that Llyana has in terms of board position in Puyo, but it's also with a huge resource advantage.
Yeah, it's really funny. I think Salsa is sending these small ones because he really respects Llyana's chaining ability. He knows that she can put out some serious damage if he leaves her undisturbed. Llyana, I think, is sending these because she sees that there's the round to Salsa. Llyana is sending these because I think she sees that Tin is not as good at chaining around garbage.
Yeah.
So both attacking each other, but probably for different reasons.
And here we go. This could be the final round here in Losers Finals. Llyana needing this to stay alive in the bracket. It's also, again, opening with his standard GTR. Again, the stairs from Llyana. Trying to see if she could have squeezed anything more out of that, but...
Okay, so Llyana has a 5. This is just a typical first floor stairs. So you see you go all the way across right to left.
And a quick 5, but the GTR response.
Yep, Tin only with the 4, so he's going to take a little bit of damage on Tetris here. Deciding where to put that. Off to convert it into T-spin.
Yeah, good recognition there from Salsa.
Ooh, a little bit of a misdrop, but this is recoverable. Tin knows how to do this.
Yeah, he's looking for the L-spin.
Not like that. Okay,
No.
he knew he couldn't do it.
Yeah, didn't opt for it. So a bit of a sloppy stack on the side of Tin now, whereas Llyana's actually going to have time to... Actually has a fair bit of time to build up. for the swap.
Yep, and she's got a triple coming in, so... Oh, Hellfire from Tin. Llyana's not ready.
Just needs to build as much of the swap combo as she can, but wasn't quite able to capitalize on the rest of her resources in time.
Tin with a really good attack there, realizing that he didn't have anything set up in Tetris to attack. So he attacks first and puts the pressure on Llyana.
Yeah, the delay chain here into the swap combo to a big clear. And this is just Tin's speed in Tetris, just allowing him to make more mistakes and come back from them.
Yeah, that's well put.
Llyana, though, with a good setup, recognizes the switch she needs to make to keep the dig going.
Yep, really smart.
All right, deciding on how she's going to clear the garbage, get something going.
Here we go.
Here's the backup. This is what she was waiting on.
That's a rock. Tin's not going to be able to stall up for this whole 10 seconds.
No.
He has to take it and keep going.
Yeah, and he's so far away from all of the resources that he's built up as well. It's going to be a fair bit of time before he can get the defensive clears. Does send something, though, so...
Okay, Llyana's now the one to put pressure in Tetris. She's in a really good spot.
Yeah, if Llyana can just keep her stack low, she'll be in a good spot, but Salsa's in a great place to send a lot of damage very quickly.
Absolutely. There we go. Llyana's opting to save that eyepiece.
Yeah,
Tin not able to get that eyepiece over. So if Llyana can capitalize with a quick chain here, there she sees it.
and a quick two.
Yep, that's right.
Really well played in that final exchange there from Llyana.
Yeah, great recognition. You can tell she's looking at your opponent's board, and I cannot stress how hard it actually is to do that.
And it's such an important part of the game at this level.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's no longer just you trying to be faster than your opponent. It's now you trying to outthink and outmaneuver your opponent.
That's right. Oh, is Llyana actually going to transition here? Oh, not quite. She looks like she's just reversing her stairs instead. So her stairs are going to go right to left. There
Yeah,
we go.
okay. Good recognition on her part to kind of either save the original build or just go back and send the damage. 5 chain. She takes it in Tetris, but that's pretty fine.
Yeah, she's in okay shape. Llyana does know how to do the T-spin mini there, so she knows like her T-piece manipulation. I think like
It might just be like recognizing the setups and things like
I
that.
don't think so. I think she's just not comfortable doing it. So can you imagine if she goes home and learns that next time? Oh my goodness.
It'll be brutal. All right, so Tetris only ends up sending 1 on the puyo board to Llyana.
Yep, both sides fine.
It's also actually in a good spot to build the backup chain. Had a reasonably clean board though, so like we'd mentioned before, this is kind of where it's also more used to being.
Yeah, it looks like Salsa's going for something. Nope, he's good.
No, he's fine, yeah.
This is going to be a very powerful 3 into a 4.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of damage coming through, but Llyana's still in a really good spot here in Tetris. Although the big swap combo is going to hit right about now. It's still going even.
Yeah, Tin's out of resources though, so Llyana does live for now. Definitely on the back foot.
And good recognition on this dig as well.
All right, here we go.
Does
Tin
she
has used up all of his resources, so
Yeah,
it's
no.
time for Llyana to fire back.
Yeah, does she send or does she keep building? Could have had a fair bit more out of that.
Yeah,
but-
I don't think that's quite what she wanted to do, but understandable given the pressure of the situation.
Yeah, Tin now in a much better spot in both boards.
Yep, he's definitely brought it back. All right, in fact, these two have just gone back and forth, to be honest.
Yeah, Llyana not quite getting the piece she needed to get the garbage clear
Yeah, that's going to be tough to deal with.
Needs to stay alive here in Tetris, but there's a lot of damage coming her way. She needs to get the spins in time. So long as you keep clearing lines, you can still stay alive. It's coming down to this
here's
last
the-
piece, and it's not going to quite be
she
enough. Tin of
almost
Salsa takes it 3 games to 1.
There we
but
go.
Llyana in 3rd place.
What a match.
What a match. All right, so next up we're going to have our grand finals. On the winner side, it's the man you've just heard with me. It's Mike Wong, it's the T-block. And on the loser side, ending the Cinderella story, TinOfSalsa TV. And everyone here just flabbergasted and impressed with the show that Llyana put on. And you can see Salsa on stage. He knows that very easily could have gone differently.
Oh, fucking busy, man. How about you?
And this is what's great to see at tournaments and conventions like this, is just people who are good but don't think to see how far they can push it, and then a tournament happens and we get beautiful moments like this.
Yeah. How did you figure out what was happening with your vacation? Like, what happened with that?
What happened with vacation? Yeah, I kind of did. But I just left early at that point.
Oh, okay.
You know how Master Series went out? I just like booked out that night off and like I'm packing my computer and going.
Yeah.
All right, so
No, I didn't hear
T-block did mention that he might consider going for the single Joy-Con strat, but opts for his standard controller play for right now. You see the signature T-block there from the man.
like really that bad. Wow.
You tried to scout me again for Canada.
Both players still discussing that insane set that just went down.
I'm glad that extra life was on the same weekend.
I can't overstate just how impressed all of us are with the turnout and the level of play that's come to this Puyo Puyo Tetris bracket. So thank you for everyone who registered on site, brought 40 people into this Puyo Tetris bracket. That's insane. That's insane. A larger Puyo Puyo Tetris bracket than EVO. Think about that for a moment.
Like those people that if you actually want to be
The largest fighting game tournament in the world had a smaller bracket than an anime convention in northern Alberta.
I'm sure he probably did just to shut him up.
Animethon 26 continues to deliver.
Yeah.
The hands have been shaken,
My time to
the
shine.
character's been selected, and we're ready to get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, grand finals of Puyo Puyo Tetris. On the winner's side, it's T-block. And coming from losers, it's TinOfSalsa.
Tetris, engage.
Are you guys gonna be at
All right, here we go. Game number one. T-block looking for a very, very stylish opener. Yeah, goes into the Holy Cross. This is such a beautiful opener from T-block. And here we go, back into the Puyo board. So already, Salsa with a bit of damage at the bottom of his Puyo board. So it's not the worst spot for him to be in, but he is going to have to build his chains in such a way to deal with the fact that he doesn't have an even floor. Just going to opt for a quick little harass 4, actually. Good oh, didn't quite get the 4 chain. It's a little difficult in times to see how the garbage is going to fall. And a big GTR chain into the swap combo coming through from T-block. This is so much damage. He's just going to wait, see if it kills, and it does. What a first round. Yeah, I had it.
Puyo, Puyo, engage.
All right, here we go. Back into the Puyo board. Both players opting for a similar opening. You know, it's kind of modified versions of that GTR opener that you would have heard about at the Puyo Puyo Tetris panel. T-block opting to send a little bit earlier. We'll see if Salsa recognizes it. No, actually just sends the quick harass and locks Salsa out of his chain for a little while. All right, so good recovery there from Salsa. Opens up all of his resources, but T-block is sending all of it right now. Building up as much as he can. Look at the T-spin!
the reason they gave us was too much violence and too much. Okay, that makes no sense. But
And this is such solid play from T-block. Recognizing when to send the attack in order to lock out the opponent's resources, and then counter-attacking with huge damage punishes.
being killed. Like, no one's been killed from the cover. Like,
All right, back onto the Puyo board. You see both players kind of slowing things down a little bit, really thinking about this opener, knowing that with how T-block is looking to play, this first exchange can actually decide the entire match. All right, T-block opting to send a little bit to keep his chain clear, but Salsa not deterred from that at the moment. T-block going for another stylish opening. Salsa just kind of going for something a little bit more standard, but I think I've seen what T-block is going for, but I'm genuinely unsure of what it's going to turn into. Alright, has the swap combo. Has the slight delay. Builds up a little bit further. Recognizing that he doesn't need to send his attack immediately, as TinOfSalsa is still locked behind a lot. A quick little harass too as well. Salsa finally blowing through some of the garbage. But is going to have it on that center column. Alright, quick little harass. Here we go. Salsa's chain's coming off. And T-block not getting his puyo off in time, but he's going to tank all of the damage in tetris, which is exactly the position he wants to be in. Still super survivable here, though. Salsa needs to send a lot more offense, a lot faster. And you see the stall strat here from T-block. Taking up so much time knowing that if he can just stall this out at just the right way, he has the attack in puyo. But he's going to tank the damage in puyo instead. T-block misreading the situation a little bit, not quite getting the damage to send in tetris, and then the swap happening. There's a situation you can find yourself in this game where you swap over with a dead board but can still act on the other one. And if you win the game, and that really forces you to win in that moment where you're on your actionable board. Nice little S-spin for the clear on the side of T-block. It's also, though, retaliating well. The offense has been solid thus far, especially on the tetris board from TinOfSalsa. So we'll have to see. There was a bit of the crucial mistake that you saw in that last round from T-block that cost him in the puyo board, didn't quite get, albeit a very difficult timing to hit. He did have a win condition and just didn't quite hit it. So we'll see. T-block with a little bit better setup on the tetris board. You can see the garbage, just how it's set up. It's going to be pretty quick for him to clear that, whereas Salsa is also in a pretty good spot. He needs 2 pieces to open up the well again. Goes for a swap, is just going to opt to send as much as he can instead of holding out for a tetris. Doesn't end up sending that much, only a 2 swap. Good recognition on the T-spin setup. T-block coming through, clearing a lot. Yeah, and Salsa has to go for a suboptimal dig just to stay alive. Knows that he needs to send, and he needs to kill in puyo right now, but Mike with a huge resource advantage. Opting to get a little greedy with it. Great recognition, reading forward in the piece count. Nice little 3-piece swap combo. He can extend this a little bit further if he gets the pieces that he's looking for, but isn't going to get it on the swap. Knows that he has Salsa dead to rights in tetris. There's very few moves that Tetris can make, that Salsa can make to stay alive on this tetris board. But that was one of them. That being said, the offense is huge here from Mike, and Salsa not with an opportunity. T-block tying things up here in game number 2. All right, starting things off here in puyo. Probably going to see these standard GTR strats that both players have gone for. And this is definitely where Aaron is, where Salsa rather is a bit more comfortable, is in these practiced openers. What it's going to come down to is these scramble situations that you see later in the game. Later in the set that you saw between TinOfSalsa and the previous opponent. All right, quick little 3-chain descend. Salsa, though, has the setup, and it's coming through. He has garbage to work with as well, so this is going to be a highly damaging swap combo. He has the time to stall out and wait for a better piece. There's the tetris. This is so much damage, and he's dead! TinOfSalsa fighting back here in Grands. 1 game apiece. All right, puyo start. We've had a lot of puyo starts with both people. All right, again, is these GTR openers that you've seen, T-block opting to burn a little bit just to send some early harass, and that's going to lock Salsa out of the majority of his resources. He can build this back up into a way where the garbage clear will unlock everything back at the bottom, but he didn't have time to properly set up the GTR, so it's going to be hard for Salsa to come back from this puyo board. Very, very well-timed attack there from T-block. Swap combo into as much damage as he can, sets up another T-spin double as well. It's so much damage all at once! And this Tetris offense from T-block, setting up these highly damaging swap combos. It's also just not able to keep up with the offense. He's always on the back foot. T-spin double. Just stalling for the T here. Into the T-spin triple. Doesn't opt for the spin, just tries to send as much as he can. Good recognition there. Sets up another T-spin double for when he has the next setup. And that early garbage, not really going to be deterring T-block that much. He can still set up a fine build here with what he's been given on the side of the garbage. Salsa, though, in his more comfortable position, you know, having that clean board to work with. Gonna send a little bit, but T-block, quick little 3-chain to get out of the garbage situation. And locks off a lot of Salsa's resources as well. He can get a quick 2. Oh, it's gonna be difficult for him to unlock the rest of his build. And here's that swap combo like we mentioned. The T-spin doubles coming in. The damage is coming in thick and fast here on the board, and that'll do it. T-block going up 2 games to 1 here in the grand finals on winner's side. Only 1 more game needed, and with how T-block's playing, it looks like Salsa's gonna need to really dig deep and just play super solid reaction-based game in order to make the back. All right, off the openers, nothing out of the ordinary. Quick little harass, and it's actually locking Salsa out of his starter for that GTR. GTR always sets up out of the 1 corner. That being said, though, Salsa's still fine. Needs to set up the blue in order to clear. Gets a little greedy with it, and it works out. At the garbage recovery into the GTR. Watch the Puyo board here. 1 swap combo. Salsa with a bit messy Tetris board, though. Gets the T-spin triple. Not that much damage, though. The combo already came through. Here's the attack. T-block trying to stall it out as long as he can. Knows he's still alive off this. Delays as far as he can. Good recognition. Immediately gets his own chain, and you're seeing all of this garbage being mitigated as the resources from T-block come through. What could have been a highly damaging attack is now survivable. Hard to come back from, but survivable as opposed to being just straight up dead. T-block needs to find a way to unlock his resources, and he gets it. Good recognition to get the clear. Unlocks himself a swap combo as well, and this is where all of the damage in the previous games has been coming from on the side of T-block. Getting a little bit greedy. Tetris back to back, and now he's in a great spot in the Tetris board and a great spot in this grand finals. Tournament point here for T-block. 1 more round is all he needs. If you're looking for TinOfSalsa to fight this back, make some noise. And if you're looking for T-block to win this right now, make some noise. Everyone's just excited for this game. All clear bonus. So those quick 5 lines really coming through, but T-block's actually in a reasonable scenario to get the garbage clear and unlock some of his resources. It's going to be hard, though. He needs the purple right now. Does get it. And clears so much garbage. That being said, though, TinOfSalsa's Tetris board is so clean right now. All right, defensive setup. Into the T-spin double. Salsa having to fight his way back now. T-block has found a way to completely reverse the scenario. All right, not a lot of resources here for Salsa to work with on the swap combo. And T-block recognizing everything that he needs to set up these further chains if he can keep himself alive. That's going to be a defensive 3. No, got the double 2. Oh, there's the 3. And here we go, unlocking all of the resources hidden. The GTR finally coming through. 4 chain here. A lot of damage coming through. That being said, though, we're back on the Tetris board. And Salsa with a few more resources to work with defensively in terms of the garbage that he has available to clear, but it's not enough. And T-block takes it. 3 games to 1 in the grand finals.
Sega! Tetris.
Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Puyo Puyo Tetris. Puyo Puyo.